everybody, to Everyday People with your host, Jesus Washington. I have a very, very special guest today, and and her name is
Deborah Benedict.
Deborah Benedict, and we have a special story to tell. The way I met Deborah, it was at a show.
And we had a real excellent show in Detroit. Um, it was such a pleasure meeting you that day. You were involved in so many levels, and everybody seemed to know you and what was going on. So I just gravitated towards you and started taking your photograph. Remember?
Yes, yes, I do remember. It was very, very electric, and then it was an event held by Debbie and Calibri.
Yes.
It was an art.
First a fashion show, and then
Yes.
there were art. There was art all over the walls. There were refreshments. It was in a beautiful venue.
It was very woman. There was a lot of woman empowerment
Yes.
in the event. It represented the powerness of women.
Yes, and they had those purses that were made by that group that helps celebrate women who have been incarcerated and now are
Yes.
making a wonderful life for themselves. Just everything was positive, and you were certainly one of those positive people there.
Thank you, Habibti. Thank you. I met a lot of beautiful people, and one of them was Miss Benedict and Deborah, and it was a pleasure meeting you. But more than that, I really, really appreciate you. Accepting this late notice
It's my
invite.
pleasure.
And
It was kind of strange how it happened today, but I guess sometimes things happen for
Things
a
happen.
reason. I went down to the gallery at Brewery Park, which is a lovely facility that the Detroit Society of Women Painters and Sculptors recently had a show at.
Mhm.
And so I went down there to pick up my art because the show was over.
Mhm.
And another gentleman, Dawood, was down there
Yes,
setting up
Mr.
his
Daoud
show.
Shabazz. Shout out to Mr. Daoud Shabazz.
Oh,
He was on my show before.
and I must have taken 100 pictures of him and
Yes.
videos, and I'm sending them all to Amanda so that the two of them can work together to advertise his show, which is going to be on the 10th of June. I should put a little plug in for him.
Yes, the day before my birthday.
Oh, you're a June person too?
I'm June 11th.
Oh, and I'm June 26th, and my son Vince is June 23rd.
Wow,
So-
so you're a Cancer.
Oh, yes.
I
Yes.
love Cancers. I love all the signs, honestly.
Yes, everyone has positive things about
Yes,
them.
that's true.
But, we just like June. We were
A lot of
partial
people
to that.
say, a lot of negative things about us, that's for sure. But I'm here to represent all the people, the Geminis,
Yes. Well, actually, I'm on the cusp, so that's another story.
Yes.
So meeting Jawood was just wonderful today, and I was talking to Amanda about the fact that your show was going to be on Thursday this week instead of Monday,
Yes.
and so Amanda goes, "Well, Jesus asked me to be on her show. Can you connect us?" So I hadn't even finished saying that to Amanda where the phone rang, and it was you.
Wow.
So-
Wow.
And so
It was
Amanda-
like coincidental?
Yes, yes. So Amanda couldn't come today because she's hanging the show.
Right.
But I was standing there, and I got in my car and I figured it out, despite the fact that there was a lot of Detroit construction.
I really
And-
appreciate it.
And I'll tell you one thing I learned. I learned how to be in front of the queue line and survive.
Congratulations. See, that was all that.
Yeah.
There was a purpose behind that.
Yeah, I think it must be all the experience with tap dancing. I just tap danced right around that.
Wow.
Yeah, I do want to give a couple shout outs at some point. I don't know if there's a certain order that you go about
You
things.
can go ahead and give shout
Okay,
out.
well, my first shout out is to my tap dance teacher, who was a Detroit native, Lloyd Story,
Mhm.
and he was a member of the group called the Sultans. And the Sultans were well known in the area as a tap duet.
Mhm.
And Lloyd Story was such a kind man and so talented as well. And he had the option when he had graduated from high school to either start his career and go to college with the scholarship he had received because he's very intelligent, or travel and be in the show with Bill Bojangles Robinson. So
What?
he put his college on hold
Uh-huh.
and toured with Bill Bojangles Robinson.
That's exactly what I would have chosen.
So of course we would have chosen that.
Right.
And his life changed from that. And so when I was with Lloyd, may I show you, for example, what he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show
Okay,
me,
this-
of course.
It's okay to stand up? Okay.
Of course it's okay to.
Okay,
This is
so-
everyday people. Habibti.
So Lloyd would never say like shuffleable change or whatever like that. He'd go da, because that's what Bill Bojangles Robinson did.
Uh-huh.
And when I was a child, I used to watch Shirley Temple every weekend, with my mom, who
Mhm.
also loved to dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Joan.
Yes, shout out.
And so we would watch Bojangles Robinson, as in particular that one where they go up and down the steps, Shirley Temple and Bill Bojangles, and he'd make those da na 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 those sounds, and that's exactly the sounds that Lloyd would make when he would teach our lessons. And Angel Brock, I know you know what I'm talking about. You're out there. She was my tap buddy, who's now taking from Otis. And so this tap
Wow.
community, they're going to have another National Tap Dance Day in July, and the tap
you know the
community
date?
is alive. I don't know the date, but I'll be certain to get that to you so you can put it on your
Yes,
show.
definitely. Be
Yeah.
on the lookout for the date on the next show.
Yeah, many years ago they had one at Orchestra Hall, and I had the honor of dancing with Arthur Duncan, who used to be on the Lawrence Welk show, and so many wonderful Savion Glover. It was just an experience I will never forget, and
Wow.
I want to thank Lloyd Story for those wonderful moments.
Memories.
Yes,
Definitely.
So dance runs in the family. It's a family that the last name was Drulard. I'm
Mhm.
from Downriver, and I'm proud to be from Downriver. You can't take the Downriver out of a Downriver girl.
You can't?
No, you can't. I now live on the east side. I live near New Baltimore, where I taught school for 34 years at Anchor Bay.
You're answering all my questions without even me asking you one question.
Well, that's because adrenaline is running when you get asked to be on a show half an hour before you're on. So just interrupt me at any time.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I was raised in Southgate, Wyandotte area of Downriver, and I enjoyed it very much, being close to the river there. My sister and I took tap dance lessons down there,
Mhm.
and then who knew I would end up 23 Mile and I-94. My mom went with me to the interview. She stayed in the car, but we didn't know where we were going. Is before MapQuest,
Oh, before MapQuest.
Yeah. So we had no idea where New Baltimore was,
Uh-huh.
and we got out there. I was interviewed. By the time I got home, I'd been hired. They called me on the phone, kind of like today.
Time Magazine?
No, to teach at Anchor
To
Bay
teach.
High School.
Yes, to teach.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I was hired to teach French and English, and I was 21 years old, and I stayed there and did 34 years with them.
34 years?
Yeah, so Anchor Bay was good to me.
Congratulations. Wow. Okay.
I loved my students. I loved teaching every day. And I taught French, but someone once said to me, Miss Benedict, Madame, is this an art class or a French class? Because we were making murals of Starry Night on the backboard. We were using pointillism and pointillisme and, making Under the Sea on the front board. We were doing all this, and I would go by and have them describe what they were doing in French, and we were just mixing it all
They
together.
didn't realize you're teaching them a really, really good skill. Oh my goodness. And he's questioning you, why are you doing this? Did he come back and say, "Oh, thank you so much for teaching me this"?
Oh, that's the beauty of that. That is the beauty of social media. I probably have at least 1,000 or 1,500 of my former students.
Yellow, we need to bring him on the show. We need to bring him on the show.
There's some famous ones.
Really?
Oh yeah, some of them are in California doing TV shows. They're successful in so many ways, and I'm so proud of all of them.
They're YouTubers?
Oh yes.
What's their names?
Well, Chelsea Gwine is a former student of mine,
Mhm.
and she might be watching right now. I didn't know how to tell her to make a question, but she said for certain she would. She was a former French student of mine,
Beautiful.
and she is currently a special ed teacher, and she's doing wonderfully at that, and loves culture. And I get these emails and texts and Facebook messages that say, "Oh, Miss Benedict, we're in front of the DIA posing in front of the Thinker, just like you made us do."
Wow, that is so beautiful. We need to have her on the show.
Okay.
And if you're watching, Amanda
Koss. Yes.
Amanda Koss, if you're watching, I would love to have you on my show. And with your teacher, with your former teacher, it's Benedict, Miss Several.
Oh, I wasn't Amanda's teacher. I was Chelsea's
teacher. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, Chelsea could entertain. I'm telling you, she's a phenomenal. She plays Mrs. Claus every year.
Really?
And she does this for so many children, especially during the COVID time when you couldn't sit on the lap of Santa, you know. So she did special poetry and questions, and she did this service for many many years. She's
Yes.
so there's just so many ways their students have gone. I run into them everywhere. I was in Chicago once. My son works for Mortal Kombat,
Uh-huh.
and he's a character artist, Vince Wilder. And we were in a restaurant, and someone said, "I would like to buy a drink for that woman across the room." And so I'm looking,
Uh-huh.
who's he point to? He goes, "I point to you, Miss Benedict, because I want to publicly apologize for being a jerk when I was in your class."
Wow.
And he goes, "Buy that lady a drink." And he
That
says,
is
I know,
amazing.
so it just doesn't matter where you go, you run into someone.
You run into someone.
Yeah, it amazes my boyfriend Nelson. He just says they're just everywhere. These former students.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Like you interact with your students till now.
Yeah.
You guys like just have fun together
Just yesterday, I was
and share moments together.
I was tutoring Ann Downey's daughter in Spanish.
Uh-huh.
French is my major, but I also speak Spanish.
Oh.
Not as well, but
Multilingual.
next one is Japanese.
Next one's Japanese.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good one to learn.
Yeah, and so I'm teaching her daughter.
Uh-huh.
So I'm teaching students, kids, and there's one thing that bothered me, if I might say.
Okay.
I was invited to the retirement party of one of my students.
Okay.
So how does that make me feel?
Yes, I would be mad too if I were in your shoes.
I mean, am I that old that my students are retiring? And the answer is yes.
Wait. So how old is the student?
Okay, so I was 21 at the time,
Uh-huh.
and they were 12. So anyway, some of my students are in their 60s now.
Really?
Very young 60s, yeah.
But you look so young.
Oh, well, merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Wallah, merci beaucoup. Wallah, habibti, you look so young and so beautiful. Mashallah. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm going to be 69 on June 26th. And this is the second year I'm going to be 69. I thought I was already 69 last
Wallah,
year.
happy birthday. Early happy birthday to
And
you.
the same to you.
Thank you.
Same to you.
I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
I know you do a lot of things.
Yes.
You're a very powerful woman. And that's why you're an everyday people.
Oh, thank you.
Because you already influence people. And you've already influenced people. But imagine on this show how many more people we could reach to influence them. Because you are such a like rounded person. You wear many hats.
It's true.
You do many things.
It's true.
And you remind me of myself.
Yeah, it's there's a balance. There certainly has to be a balance at some point to accomplish many different facets of your life. But I think for me, it's getting other people to get involved. For example, when we used to have the art gallery in Mount Clemens, I'd have my other son Zach, and his girlfriend Nicole. They would help us, to bring the art in and out. And Maria DeAgostini worked for us for so many years, and she was just a stellar employee who, helped hang the art like Amanda was doing today. And then there's the marketing of it. So you have to be willing to, give some of the power up. You have to be willing to share the job and not do it all yourself. Like when I was a teacher, there were so many teachers we worked together, or I had teachers' assistants. I want to publicly thank all of you. It was just a wonderful symbiotic relationship where they're learning to do something, and we are able to do more because of working together. And so just today I was talking about the Detroit Fine Arts Breakfast Club.
Yes.
That's a group that I've been wanting to be a member of for a long, long time. And I know that it's important in our area. All these
You
different...
need to talk to Miss Debbie in Calibri.
Debbie LaPrat?
Yes.
Yes.
That's who you need to connect with.
Yeah, I remember she was wearing red that day.
Yes. You need to come on Wednesday here
And
to meet her.
I would like that.
Yeah.
I would like that. I just saw her recently at Cheryl Zemke's boutique. She had a fashion show,
Mhm.
and Debbie was there, and we bought the same pair of slacks.
Wow.
But we promised we would not wear them on the same day.
No. Well, I miss Debbie.
But she's dynamic.
Yes, she really, really is.
Yeah, there's
Debbie and Calibri. An
yeah,
awesome combination.
yeah. I met Calibri that day too, and
Yes,
I just I felt the energy of those women. It was just everywhere.
definitely, for sure.
I met so many people that day. I met Ellen Stone, who's a great artist. Amanda had her art on the walls. There were so many different things that women that were selling their products,
Right,
their homemade products.
right.
I bought some of that cream, and it works wonderfully.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Well, let's shout out. Do you know the company name?
I'll find out, and I'll get that to you too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take a station break, and then we're gonna get back to our conversation,
Okay.
and we're gonna continue with the conversation about the things that you do, or
Okay.
the things that you're doing right now.
Okay.
Okay, you are watching Everyday People live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Make sure you like, you follow, you share, you comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. أعزائي المشاهدين، شكرا لمشاهدة Everyday People على قناة WJZZ Cool TV. And today's guest is Miss Deborah Benedict. Thank you so much, all of you, for watching and continuing to watch Everyday People weekly at 5 p.m. on Thursdays. And if you'd like to sponsor the show, you can hit this Cash App, capital J 112233, capital W. All right, Miss Deborah. All right, so yalla, let us know, Habibti, all the things that you're working on right now. What do you do like right now? Everything.
Okay. Well, I've been tutoring a lot.
Mhm.
I've been tutoring about 4 days a week, French and Spanish, and also reading,
Mhm.
and sometimes some movement, because I was a dance teacher for 10 years at Anchor Bay too.
Mhm.
So sometimes people hire me to um, help them choreograph something before their wedding dance.
Wow.
One of my former students, Corey Bommersheim, had me do that with he and his lovely wife.
Wow.
So there's always unusual things that come together because the arts overlap, and that's how I taught my class. Anchor Bay sent me out to many workshops where you would teach with a thematic approach.
Mhm.
In other words, if you're studying The Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, then you would be maybe studying some French, and maybe you're studying a part of history, and then you create art in the style of that time. So, in other words, everything overlaps, and then you put together a project at the end.
Right.
And that's kind of what's happening in my personal life right now.
Wow.
Nelson McKinnon is the name of my partner. We've been together for 20 years, and we've had many openings for local artists throughout the Detroit metro area. We had our gallery at Short Point Services.
Mhm.
Vicki and Tom, I want to give a shout out to them for being the host of our first grand opening
Wow.
and their building, which they just have sold. So now we are in a situation where we've got to move literally thousands of pieces of art. And we're not exactly sure if we're going to have an auction
Yes.
or if we're going to have an estate sale or what is it that we're going to do. But we will continue to sell online for First Dibs, and we will continue to. I give away a lot of art to local groups that are trying to raise money for their particular fundraising situations. So we will continue to do that. But it's a lot of art to move at the same time. So if anybody wants to come out, you'll never find a deal like you will right now. And if we want to put up my phone number or they can make an appointment anytime in the month of June.
Go ahead, leave your information.
Okay, well, it's www.theloftfineart.com. And my cell number is 586-206-1168. And if you would be serious about wanting to come out and look at the art, it always looks better in person. We have local artists, some of their work there.
Yes.
We have famous artists like Andy Warhol.
Mhm.
We have artists like Peter Max. We have a great painting, a great sculptural kind of painting. Do you like sculpture?
I do.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite mediums.
Really.
Hmm.
Sculpting?
Yes, I really like sculpting, but I mean, I appreciate sculpture.
Yes.
I just think the 3D quality, it's phenomenal. It makes you think like, I don't know, something is enveloping you when you stand in front of a sculpture. I don't know. There's just something,
Definitely.
and I like modern. I like contemporary as well
I
as
love
the classic.
contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
The contemporary is just like mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
Like how they come up with those like different designs, and it's just like to put it like
Right.
in actuality, like into like 3D form for you to see it and touch actually.
Right.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, I remember my dance teachers from Wayne State University. I got my master's degree in dance there after um, getting my Central Michigan degree in education.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, I remember Barbara Sellinger, who has a wonderful dance company here in the Detroit area, and Paula Kramer. Uh, so many good teachers down there, but they were teaching us about positive and negative space. And I'll never forget them recommending that we go to the DIA and see the Henry Moore sculpture, the reclining nude, where it's got all of it's made of a beautiful ebony wood. I think it's ebony. And it's got all of the positive and negative space. And if that doesn't inspire someone,
Right.
and then just to teach them, where's that positive? Positive's the arm. Where's that negative? Right there.
Wow.
So, I mean, dance is a great way to go across the curriculum. And it's even been proven.
I never thought about it.
Yeah.
That you just teaching me something new on the show.
Oh, good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll never quit being a teacher. I know. But I also like to learn. And
me too. I love to learn.
And I think that's what probably drew us together. We just knew that our love of learning that will never end.
No, it's endless. It's infinity and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we die, but we don't get to see everything, and we don't know everything.
Oh, how could you?
We can't. It's infinity. And it's a lot of information, a lot of things.
And there's more things that are happening right now that we don't know because they just happened in the lobby, maybe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's inventions. There's philosophy. There's art. There's poetry. I can't forget to mention that.
Music.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of things.
Do you play instruments?
Do I play instruments? I play the drums.
Oh.
The Arabic drums.
Oh, I'd love to hear that sometime.
Yes, I love to play the drums.
Yeah, that's my favorite now is percussive instruments. I used to play clarinet, but that's in the past. Now I just have a xylophone and probably about 20 different percussive instruments that I drag out when my
20?
Mm-hmm.
You play 20 instruments?
Well, they're ones that make noise. Yeah, you could too.
What? Mashallah, mashallah, that's a lot. Well, Habibti, you are a powerful woman. Are you Wonder Woman?
No.
Are you sure?
No. My son's in charge of that. He makes video games.
Oh, he makes video games.
Yes.
Does he make Wonder Woman video game?
He makes Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
And so characters like...
yeah, he did say Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Devora, which is pretty close to Deborah. Huh? And he guess this is the greatest thing that has nothing to do with what we've been talking about. I just became a grandma.
Oh, congratulations, Habibti. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What little baby? What, girl or boy?
A little baby girl.
A little baby girl?
Vivian Page.
Aww. Shout out to little baby Vivian Page.
Yes.
Aw, how cutie. Well, you should have told me so we could have posted her picture.
Oh, yeah, I have one. I'm telling you. Of course, I'll show you later.
Yeah, for sure.
What I do want to look up is I had some friends my friend Jane Roberts.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Jane. Sent 9 poems to me from when I was down in front of the queue line trying to navigate Woodward Avenue.
Uh-huh.
Talking to Jane, listening to the MapQuest, and Jane has sent 9 poems that I wrote. And I'm not going to read 9, but...
Of course, you're going to have to at least read at least 3 of them.
Well, I'll read the one called... Is this a good time to read one?
Of course it is.
This is called The Shapes of Spring.
Okay.
And we meet together... this is before COVID, with M.L. Liebler. He's like the poetry guru of Detroit. He's a professor at Wayne State University. We all love him. He's known around the world. And he teaches classes about the Beatles, or he teaches classes about Motown, and then he teaches traditional writing classes too. But I used to meet with ML Liebler once a month at a restaurant.
Yes.
We'd have rice pudding
Yes.
and hot tea with lemon, and I'd read what I wrote about poetry and movement. It was always the theme of poetry and movement for my thesis, um, and it was called Things That Move Me. And he critiqued my poetry, and that's how I got my master's degree in dance at Wayne State.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was a pretty fun way to do it.
Yeah.
And so ML is the person that got us all together, Jane Roberts, and so many fine poets in the Detroit area. And many of them do um, um, live poetry where they have slams and things like that.
Mhm.
And here's one of mine.
All right.
The Shapes of Spring. Everything shouting, change me. The sharp, angular plates of blue ice still clinging with beauty and energy to cragged boulders in a sagging dock. The first robin proudly chirping on barren branches for now, but soon filled with verdant buds of hope. The fast and first crocus peeking between small piles of dirty snow, remnants between paths of patient patio blocks. The first kids on the block, shooting baskets and playful insults, puffy parkas replaced by t shirts and baseball caps. The shapes of shadows in the western sky have more sides to them now, with longer grins at dinner time.
Wow. I love this poem. I love it. What were you thinking about when you wrote this?
Well, I was thinking about how much I like the warm seasons and how much it brings people out to interact with each other.
Mhm.
Seeing the kids playing on the streets again and seeing people out in their gardens. Um, Martine McDonald, who runs a really nice site, Art in the Time of COVID 19, um, every day makes a reference to nature and connects it to art. And if you're not a member of that group, we'll definitely be putting that site up too. It's wonderful. We currently have thousands of members from all over the world, where it just started right here in Detroit.
Wow. What's the website?
Well, it's on Facebook.
Okay.
It's a group. And I'll tell you right now, it says groups. So don't fail me now. Having a little bit of trouble with the reception in here. It's Art in the Time. I think I said COVID-19. That's not it. But
Well, give it to me later, and I'll announce it for next week.
okay, and I would really recommend. You don't have to be an artist to be on this either. You could just
Really?
appreciate art.
Yes.
And we have poets, and we have different days like sketchbook Sunday and different things. It's a wonderful. There's so many wonderful things going on in Detroit.
Definitely. Well, that's why we bring everyday people like you to let everyone know.
Well, I've enjoyed watching your show. It always comes on when I'm tutoring on Monday, so this will be a little bit better.
Yes.
And plus, mostly tutoring's done for the summer, except for those that like those summer classes, and there are some. But I remember seeing this gentleman,
Yeah, Mr. Daoud Shabazz.
and meeting him today. He's so
For the first time?
Yes,
That is so awesome.
I
For the
know.
first time.
I mean, I saw him on your show.
Yes.
That I'm helping Amanda to arrange his art, but basically, I was what I do best. I took a lot of pictures.
Right.
Yeah, so
You got to show us one of your photos.
okay. This is a photo that I took in Iceland about, I would say, maybe 6 years ago. But I just had it put on a different medium that I've never done before. Um, I had it put on a canvas by Take Two, and that's a wonderful place to get your framing done. Um, I'm telling you, they're wonderful people. And I'll look up their name because I really want to give a thank you to them.
Mm-hmm.
Take Two, Chris Manning, Robert Manning, the owners. They did a wonderful job. If you want to have your work put on metal
Mhm.
or wood
Mhm.
or whatever medium you would like, rather than the traditional, glossy photo and frame it.
Right.
So that's what I did for this show. And
So you took the photo and put it on the canvas.
and they did a great job, I think.
Beautiful. It
Mhm.
came out perfect. Like the picture is not blurry.
Right.
It's perfect. Like you could see all the detail.
Yeah. And the gentleman that was there today, Eric, who is one of the people who runs the building, the gallery at Brewery Park. Eric said he thought it was a photograph. He thought it was a painting.
He thought, yeah, it looks like a painting. But then I look closely. I'm like, no, this is a photo.
But I think it will become a painting. I think this
Yes.
summer I'm going to undertake that. But I'll never forget being there. We rented a helicopter,
Uh
and my boyfriend didn't know how much it cost. I put it on my credit card.
huh.
And I just thought this is something
Swipe.
this is something I've got to do. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So we got in the helicopter with a wonderful pilot, and he starts to head towards this waterfall, and then he started to go down into the into inside of it almost. And I got so excited. I said, "That's one waterfall. That's turning into two waterfalls. That's turning into three waterfalls."
Wow.
And I can't believe that I wasn't shaking the camera and actually got a good photo
A
of
good
it.
photo.
Yeah. So we were in the geothermal area,
Really.
and probably off to the distance, which I didn't think of at that time,
Mhm.
probably could have seen the Peace Monument that Yoko Ono had built for John Lennon.
Yes.
Because I so much believe in peace, especially in these times.
Yes, I want to do a shout out to Uncle Michael Prentice. He works with the Beatles as well.
Really?
Yes, my uncle.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. He must have some great stories.
A lot of great stories. You have to meet him.
I'd love to.
Yes.
I'd love to. Yeah, I've found that photography makes me feel very peaceful, equally writing poetry or working in my garden. But the thing that happened after this waterfall, then we went off to this backland over here, the geothermal part.
Yes.
And he landed the helicopter, and we were able to get out.
Yes.
And there were like sheep roaming around by us, and just the three humans and the sheep.
What
And then
about the
I
llamas?
saw a heart in the land, perfectly shaped heart, and there was steam coming out of it. And I took a photo, of course. And he goes, you're the only person in the world that will ever get that photo, because that heart won't be there tomorrow, because this land changes that quickly.
What?
Yeah. So.
And you caught a photo of that?
Yeah.
That's priceless.
Yeah. So I called it geothermal love. Geothermal love.
Wow.
And I've gifted it to many people, and I would like to give a copy to you too.
To me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
Well,
thank you.
It would be my pleasure.
Thank you, my love. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And we're gonna take a station break.
Okay.
And then we're gonna continue with the conversation because we have a little bit of time left.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe another poem.
Yes, of course. We said 3, so you did 1.
Okay.
So we have 2 more poems that you have to do. All right. So after the station break, we're gonna do a poem.
Okay.
All right. You're watching Everyday People live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and top social media platforms. Make sure you like, you follow, you share, you comment, you subscribe, and thank you so much for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And thank you so much for watching weekly Everyday People with beautiful different guests. And today, my beautiful, multi powerful woman. This is a powerful woman with many master talents. She's very talented, and all the things that she does have, she has mastered. And thank you so much for watching. And to sponsor the show, please hit my Cash App, capital J 112233 capital W. أعزائي المشاهدين، شكرا لمشاهدة Everyday People على قناة WJZZ Cool TV مع today's guest, Deborah Benedict.
Wow. How the words roll right out of you.
They just
so beautifully.
Well, I had to practice.
You do it well. You're a good host.
Thank you.
You have a naturalness about you.
Thank you.
That makes people feel comfortable.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I hear that a lot from people. And I really appreciate that, because like it's the feedback, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm myself, but then you see me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm just being myself, but you see me. So like the feedback is like really nice to hear.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Thank you.
And I'll make sure I drum you up some more people to watch next Thursday.
Ooh.
And when Amanda's on,
Thank
yeah, I'll
you.
try to get the whole club, the Detroit Society of Women Painters and Sculptors. Do you know we've been around since 1903?
1903?
Yeah, it's historical.
That is so amazing.
Yes.
Like hold on, because like this country like started like 1773. So hold on, this was like another like 100 years like past or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then there goes like the sisterhood.
And what I do want to say, we are looking for young members right now, because if we're going to continue to the next 100 years,
Yes,
we're going to have to get some young members in to
I'm in.
carry on.
Can I come in?
Absolutely.
Can I join?
Absolutely.
That's it, I'm joining. Y'all know what I gotta do.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's it. We should shake it.
Look who
Thank
just
you.
got us
Thank
another
you.
member.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, and that's wonderful.
Yes.
And it'll be more vibrant, with young members giving more ideas, and we're a friendly group
Yes.
who meets. Well, used to always meet in person, and then we had some Zoom meetings during COVID, so we kept it going.
Yes.
We kept it going. Joya Kelly was uh, our wonderful president during the COVID, and just kept it going. And
Wow.
she now we have our president, Lori Zervalik, and I'm historian.
Yes.
So I get permission to take pictures.
Wow.
Which is, good, because I'd be taking them anyways.
Yes, you're such a good photographer. You're amazing.
Well, someday you got to be right place, right time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys have to check out the website.
Oh, thank you. Thank
For sure.
you. So I'm going to read another poem.
All right.
And this one is called Bottom of the Lake. Okay. Entrain, early June. Dark bark of tree trunks, as black as the factory smokestacks. Against the verdant green of early summer leaves, Coke Express on cars, bringing it to a fiery furnace. Now it's cruise ships, the masts of sailboats, and tacky casinos. A sign says Tony Roma's near the south side of Chicago. And then the next window view, and the next, the train keeps 'em coming, like with a viewfinder from my youth. One frame blends to another. The corner of Indiana is not for sissies.
The partner of Indiana.
I just got off the train.
Right.
Because I went to see granddaughter Vivian, and I love taking the train.
Where did you write this?
I wrote it on the train.
How amazing.
Yeah, this was my last trip. Not this particular one, but we started writing a poem today, Amanda and I, because Eric, I was talking about, that works at the gallery at Brewery Park, was saying, because I was sharing strawberries,
Mm-hmm.
and I offered one to Eric, and he says, funny, but I'm one of the strange people that doesn't like berries.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, it's something about the seeds. And then someone else said, it's like there's hairs on raspberries. And
Hairs on raspberries?
I said, I feel a poem coming on. So that's how things happen. Something hits you, and you're right about it.
You write about it.
Yeah.
And then you share it with the world.
Well, got to today, unexpectedly, by the way. Did I think that when I was waking up today? No, I did not think that. I just thought I was going down to the gallery, picking up my art, maybe having a bite to eat in town, because I'm always hungry.
That is the way it happened. It was magical, because I was supposed to have somebody like in my industry in medical transportation come in, and then I don't know what he was thinking, but anyways, it worked out where you were supposed to come on the show. That's what happened.
Well, I guess that's how it went down.
That's how it went down. And this is what you call everyday people. Okay, so we only have 5 more minutes.
Okay,
and I want to do one more poem.
Okay, change is coming,
Okay.
which we hope.
Yes.
We need change in our country. We need change in our world.
Well, we are the change.
Okay.
So someone has to start somewhere. And here we are.
Okay.
We started somewhere.
Change is coming. And I started it out with a quote. The sun hasn't come up yet, but you get the feeling that it's out there. Some something lingering like a promise. That's from Ilyas Shabazz, author of X, a novel. And here comes the poem. Change is coming, good change, needed change. Hear it resonating in the hurting voices of our youth, desperate and appropriate to look at our adults directly in our eyes and demand that our nation figure this out, not later, but now. Change better be coming, tasted in the streets, in the simmering broth of impatience. It's hot and ready to be shared. It's hot and ready to be stirred as well. Maybe we need another revolution if that's what it would take, a peaceful one, to crack open the selfish stubbornness that so many Americans hold tight in their bitter and closed minds.
Bravo, bravo.
I feel strongly about that, but I'm optimistic.
Yes. Listen, we're the change. You put it out in the universe, and it's not coincidental that you're here reading this poem, because that's exactly how I feel.
And I wrote that 5 years ago.
And you wrote it 5 years ago so that you can be on WJZZ Cool TV on Everyday People, so that you can share this with everyone.
It's my pleasure.
Well, thank you, Habibti. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you.
Did Chelsea ask a question? Is she out there?
Chelsea? No, it doesn't look like we have any comments.
Okay.
Yes. But I wanted, let me see if we have time. Yes. Do you think we can do one last poem in 2 minutes?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I saw it. I'll never sleep with a snake. I'll read something funny.
Okay.
I'll walk down the avenue, enjoy the humid musk of the still night air. I like cicadas. I really like stars. I like the cicadas and the stars and the cicadas. But I refuse. I refuse to go home and sleep with a snake. I stroll the night. I stumble in the cracks of our aging subdivision. Me without a flashlight. Me without a care. I like the stars and I like the cicadas. The stars and the cicadas, I like them multitudinously. And now I'm home, enlightened by a charming sky and a sonata of cicadas. As I wind purposely down the pitch black hallway and dive forehead first into the lumpy mattress and right into a dream. And you might have guessed correctly, I have utterly refused to sleep or to dream of a snake.
What? That is deep. This is a deep poem right here. Very creative.
I don't like snakes.
I don't like snakes. We should turn this into a song. It's very like upbeat the way you read it.
Oh, thank you.
And I love the way you read it. You know, you
I once tap danced to that.
You tapped into
And
this?
sometimes ML Liebler has me bring my tap dance shoes when we have a reading, and I tap dance while I'm reading my poetry. So
Oh, okay.
that's you picked up on that.
Well, that's good. I didn't know. You never told me this. And thank you. Thank you so much for being my guest today. I really, really appreciate it.
I appreciate
And you
being
know, I
invited.
owe you a lot. I owe you big time. I really appreciate you.
Your friendship and joining our group is a good one.
Of course, of course. And, you know, I have a lot of ideas to share. And of course, we're here to make a change together
Okay.
and to change the world.
Maybe we could take some of the art and raise some money for a good cause too.
Exactly.
How does that sound?
That sounds very beautiful.
Okay.
Yellow, let me be the boss of this one. I do this one for you.
Okay. The Law of Fine Arts ready to help.
That's it. We're ready to help. And thank you so much for tuning in on WJCZ Cool TV on to Everyday People at 5 p.m. every Thursday now, not Monday. It's going to be every Thursday at 5 p.m. And thank you so much to my beautiful guest, Deborah Benedict. And thank you so much for sharing your beautiful story and everything. And see you next week.
Peace. Peace, love, and music.
Peace, love, and